Hello everybody, welcome back to our SSCMA classes. So we are going to resume our direct taxation and international taxation classes. Okay, so we are going to cover the remaining points of income deemed to be earned, accrue or arise in India. We already covered 3 points, so let's go for the other points. Okay, so point 4 says about the salary income from service rendered in India shall deemed to be earned in India. This we knew. Okay. Point 5 says about the salary payable by Indian government. Please note this point because we have a similar point of foreign government. Okay, so this point says about the salary payable by the Indian government to whom the Indian citizen for rendering service outside India. Okay, the Indian government who is going to pay the Indian citizen for rendering service outside India shall be deemed to be earned accrues in India, deemed to be in India. Okay, but allowance and perquisite paid outside India would be exempt under section 10 subsection 7. Okay, let's go for the other point which says the dividend paid by Indian company outside India shall be deemed to be earned in India. Okay, 7th point says about the interest income shall be deemed to be earning in India. There are 3 other points in the same point which is saying that the interest income, which income? The interest income, which would be deemed to be earning in India if it is payable by 3 people, which is first government, okay, the resident or a non-resident. In case of government, that the income the interest income would be deemed to be earning in India. Okay, for 100% it would be if paid by government, that earning would be deemed to be earned in India. Which income? The interest income only. Okay, we are talking about the interest income only. Okay, let's go for the resident, which says about the if the interest income is earned by business and profession in India. Okay, the second, or earning any source of income in India. Okay, if the interest income is due to these 2 points, first of all, if it is due to business or profession in India, second, which says about the earning any source of income in India. Okay, but for the non-resident, if the amount borrowed used in business and profession in India. Okay, in case of non-resident who have borrowed amount and that is used for business and profession in India, and interest which is earned from this income, which income? The business income would be deemed to be earning in India. Okay, hope so this point was clear. Let me say it again. The interest income, okay, would be deemed to be earned in India in 3 cases. First of all, government, resident and non-resident. First of all, for government cases, if it is paid by government, that would be 100% deemed to be earned in India. But in case of resident, they would be divided in 2 parts. If the interest income is from business and profession or from other source of income, okay, which is in India. For non-resident, if non-resident have borrowed any income and which have used that borrowed amount for doing business and profession in India, and from that business and profession the interest income is arise, in that case that is going to be deemed to be earned in India. That interest income would be deemed to be earned in India. This would be similar for 2 other more cases. Let me explain. The other one is royalty income. Okay, again royalty income shall be earned in India if it is payable by government, same, resident, okay, and non-resident. Let's read it. Okay, in case of government, if royalty income is due to this point, royalty, then that would be income deemed to be earned in India. Okay, but what for the resident? If service is utilized in business and profession in the India, same point na, then earning any source of income in India of what income we are talking? Earlier we were talking about the interest income, now we are talking about the royalty, and we have to know the meaning of royalty now. We'll know in this point, we'll know. Okay, but for the non-resident, let's go and check out. the non-resident, if the service is utilized for the same point is covered here, the business and profession in India and earning any source of income in India, from this the person is receiving what? The royalty. In that case, this would be the income deemed to be earned in India. Hope so this point was clear. Now let's go for what are the things which are going to cover in royalty. Okay? Royalty means any consideration for use of asset or information. Okay, any consideration, any of the consideration for use of asset or information, okay, or transfer of any right. This was the one point. The other point is the consideration for sale, distribution, exhibition of films or royalty. Payment, the other point is the payment of downlinking television channel constitute regularly. But there is one point which says this is not going to be the royalty, which is the lump sum consideration for supply of computer software embedded in computer hardware is not going to be equal to supply. Okay, hope so this was clear to you. So there was other similar point which is similar to which? Interest income, royalty income, and the third is going to be technical services, fees for technical services, which would be FTS. Okay, fees for technical services shall be deemed to be earned in India if it is payable by, again, three people. Now they are government, resident, non-resident. Okay, which payment? Which fees for technical services. Okay, interest income, royalty, fees for technical services. If it is paid by government, 100% it is going to be deemed to be earned in India. In case of resident, let's check whether it is similar to the other remaining point or not. Okay, other two or not. For in case of resident, if the service is utilized in case of business and profession is in the India, or earning of sources of income is India, and from this the resident is earning what? Fees for technical services, then that income would be deemed to earn in India. Hope so this point was clear to you. Okay, what if the case of non-resident? For non-resident, if the service is utilized in business and profession is in India and earning any source of income is in India, same point na. Okay, for this point also this is saying if FTS is earned by, in case of non-resident, if services utilized in case of business and profession in India or other source of income, or earning any source of income in India, other sources, which means from which the non-resident is getting what? The fees for technical services. In that case, this income earned by non-resident would be what? Deemed to be earned in India, right? Okay, hope so this point was clear. So there were three similar points, which was interest income, royalty, we know the meaning of royalty, and FTS. Now we have to, yes, I left one point, which is the meaning of FTS. Okay, FTS means rendering of managerial, technical, consultancy services. Okay. The other point says the payment toward drawing and designing are in nature of fees for technical services. Hope so this was clear to you, the meaning of royalty and FTS. Okay. Let's go for the last point of this deemed to be earned in India, which says the gift in money paid by resident, which is, let's write it, paid by resident to whom? RNOR. Now we know the meaning of RNOR. Those people are going to fall in RNOR. Okay. Next, NR. We know who is going to be NR. Okay. And foreign company. Okay. If the resident paid any gift, okay, to whom? RNOR, to NR and to FC, foreign company, that would be deemed to be earning in India, but there is one limit. If the aggregate of amount exceed 50,000, then only that would be deemed to be earned in India. That income would be deemed to be earned in India. Okay. Movable and immovable property is not going to be covered in this point. Okay, hope so this point was clear to you. Now let's go for some of the exception income for the non-resident. Section 10 says about the exempt income of non-resident. Let's check out what are they. If the individual, let's go, which individual? Okay, a non-resident as per FEMA. A non-resident as per FEMA, or a person who is permitted by RBI. Let's read till here. Okay, let's read till here. Okay, so individual who is a non-resident as per what FEMA, और सेकेंड इज परमिटेड बाय RBI. ठीक है, द इनकम विच पर्सन दिस इंडिविजुअल earn through interest on non-resident external account from any bank in India. ठीक है, any of the individual who earn any of the interest income from non-resident external account, from non-resident NRE account, if any of the non-resident, sorry, the individual is going to be whom, the person who is non-resident as per FEMA first of all, or any of the person who have maintained account. Which account? Now let's read the full point, which is saying permitted by RBI to maintain such account. To maintain which account? To maintain this account. To maintain which account? To maintain non-resident external account. To maintain non-resident external account. ठीक है, from any bank in India. There is no specification that from this bank only that individual have to make deposits or is going to get the interest of that amount. ठीक है, so the interest income by the individual permitted by whatever the specification, what I told you, ठीक है, is earning interest income by which account? The non-resident external account. ठीक है, in that case that income would be, tell me, that is going to be exempt under section 10. ठीक है, so this part is going to be exempt, okay, under section 10. Hope so this was clear to you. Let's go for the second point, which says the any non-resident, ठीक है, there is no specification now. ठीक है, any non-resident who is earning income by interest payable by unit located in IFSC for money borrowed by it. ठीक है, that would be also exempt income. For non-resident who is interest payable by unit located in IFSC, ठीक है, in that case for money borrowed by it, ठीक है, in that case that amount is going to be, the income would be exempt income for the non-resident. ठीक है, third point says about the individual, but he is not going to be the Indian citizen, so not going to be the IC Indian citizen. ठीक है, whose remuneration received by our corresponding government official resident in such foreign country. Let me read it again, which is saying the remuneration received by our corresponding government officials resident in the foreign country. Okay, the individual who is not an Indian citizen, who is getting remuneration by whom? Remuneration by the corresponding government, the foreign government officials. ठीक है, in such foreign country, in that case that would be exempt. Okay, now let's check which income. The remuneration salary received by officials of embassies etc. of the foreign country is going to be exempt. Okay, what I told you in the earlier point, mark this point. Which point? I'll tell you. ठीक है, this point. And the fifth point I told you, please note it, salary payable by the Indian government. Please make it, mark it, the salary paid by the whom? The Indian government. To whom? To the Indian citizen who is rendering service outside India, would be deemed to be earning in India, right? This would be vice versa for the foreign employees who are living in the India or staying in the India and rendering services to whom? To the foreign countries. ठीक है, they are not the Indian citizen. ठीक है, when they are rendering the services to the foreign country, in that case that would be exempt. Okay, that would not be taxable in India. ठीक है, hope so this point was clear to you. Let's read it again. The individual who is not an Indian citizen, ठीक है, was getting remuneration salary received by official of embassies etc. of foreign country would be exempted under section 10. ठीक है, the income earned from this, the remuneration would be exempted. ठीक है, let's go for the fourth point, which says the individual not an Indian citizen whose aggregate stay of individual in India doesn't exceed 90 days. ठीक है, the salary received by individual for rendering service rendering in foreign ship would be exempt income. Let me say it again, the individual who is not the Indian citizen, ठीक है, and who have not stayed in India for more than 90 days, not stayed in India for more than 90 days, ठीक है, and he received the salary amount, the remuneration amount, okay, which he rendered services for what? For the foreign ship. Okay, as he is not the Indian citizen, as he have not stayed in India for more than 90 days, then we are not going to conclude the income of that person as Indian income. Simple enough. So which means the individual who is not Indian citizen, the income, the salary received by him for rendering services for the foreign ship would be exempt income under section 10. Is it clear? Yes, this is clear. Okay, let's go for the last part of this, which says the individual is not again the Indian citizen, foreign enterprise is not engaged in any business or profession in India. Okay. Second, aggregate stay of employee in India doesn't exceed 90 days in the previous year. This is one of the condition of the last point. Okay, where the individual have not stayed in India for more than 90 days. Okay, na? Second, the first point was of saying the foreign enterprise is not engaged in any of the business and profession in India. Simple hai. Then that would be exempt na. But let's say which income. Okay, let's check which income. The salary received by employee of the foreign enterprise for services rendering in India. Okay, in that case, the income received by this person, the person who is not the Indian citizen, who have not stayed in India more than 90 days, whose the foreign enterprise is not engaged in any of the business and profession in India, in that case, what is going to happen? The salary received by that employee, okay, for foreign enterprises would be exempt, okay, for rendering services in the India. Okay, that income, the income would be exempt under section 10. Hope this part was clear to you. Let's check out some of the special provision for computing profit and gains in case of non-resident engagement certain business under section 44, 44BB, 44BBA and 44BBB. Okay, let's check out 44B first. Business, shipping business. Section 44B says about the shipping business. Okay, who is going to be the eligible SSE for exam? For sure, that is going to be either non-resident or foreign company. Okay, so in this case, we are talking about the non-resident. Okay, and what would the presumptive income? That would be 7.5% of specified sum. 7.5% of the specified sum. Let's go for the other part. Then I'll cover the last point. That would be similar to the both of the sections. Okay, so section 44B was of shipping business, nature of business is of shipping business under section 44B, and the resident, the SSE is going to be whom? The non-resident, and presumptive income is going to be 7.5% of the specified sum. Okay, hope so this was clear to you. Okay, now let's go for the 44BB. AC is about the operation of aircraft. Operation of aircraft for the eligible SSE is going to be non-resident. The eligible SSE is going to be non-resident. And what is going to the presumptive income? 5% of the specified sum. Okay, 5% of the specified. Earlier for the shipping business, that was of 7.5% of the specified sum, right? In case of aircraft, operation of aircraft, that would be 5% of the specified sum. Let's check out specified. What is now specified sum? Okay, now let's check which is this specified sum. If amount paid or payable on account of carriage of passenger, livestock, mail, goods shipped at or from any port in India, okay, or amount received or deemed to be received in India on account of the carriage of passenger, livestock, mail, goods shipped at or from any port outside India. So let me say it again. There are some presumptive business for what? For the non-resident who is engaged in certain business. Okay, so we have covered two parts, which is of 44B and 44BBA. Okay, which says about the first says about the shipping business, 7.5% was the specified sum limit. Okay, and for whom SSE, the non-resident. Okay, and we read the specified sum, which is going to be the specified sum. Okay, now the other was of operation of aircraft. For that, the specified sum limit was of 5%. Okay, and the SSE was of non-resident. Okay, let's go for the 44BB. Okay, let's take the nature of business. When the business of providing services of facilities connection with supplying, plant and machinery on hire used or to be used in the prospecting for the extraction of production of mineral oils. ठीक है, for the mineral oil production extraction of the mineral oil. ठीक है, let's say it again. When the business and services are connected to what? Supplying of plant and machinery first of all, ठीक है, on hire use or extraction which is engaged in extraction or production of mineral oil. ठीक है, in that case the eligible SSC is going to be non-resident. Let's check what is going to be presumptive income. 10% of the specified sum. 10% of the specified sum. ठीक है, let's check what is going to be specified sum in this case. Amount paid or payable on account of provision of such service or facility for aforesaid purpose in India, or amount received or deemed to be received in India on account of the provision of service or facility for the afforded purpose outside India. Hope this was clear to you. In this case where the person is engaged in these business, in that case 10% would be specified sum limit. ठीक है, let's check the nature of business under section 44 BBB. The business of civil construction, the business of civil construction, or the business of extraction of plant and machinery, or testing or commissioning thereof in connection with Turkey PART project approval by the CG. ठीक है, in this case this is only for foreign company. Other three was for the non-resident. This is only going for the foreign company. ठीक है, this benefit can be availed for foreign company. In this case also 10% of the specified sum would be the limit. Let's check what are the specified limit. The amount paid or payable on account on such civil construction, erection, testing, commissioning. ठीक है, hope this point was clear to you. Now let's check what I have written. The lower profit may be claimed under section 44B and 44 BBB provided the SSC maintain BOA, which is book of accounts, under section 44A and get them audited under section 44AB. ठीक है, so this was the last point of this lecture. Hope you are doing your revision. ठीक है, so what we have covered the remaining point of what the income is deemed to be earned, accrues or arise in India. ठीक है, the exempt income under section 10 and some of the specified provision were the for the non-resident who engage in some business specified under section 44BB, B, BBA, BBB. ठीक है, till this you have to do the revision. I'll come with more videos. Till then, bye guys. Toodles. This is Soumya Santosh.